All right, good morning traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap, and we're going to go through the live order flow and understand the participants in that auction process and what their behavior is like. This is what gives us insight to where price might go, and that's where we can use order flow as an edge, as an advantage. By reading that behavior, we can start to understand the auction much better and where price can go. Let's go through some disclosures and we'll jump in. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss, is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here. First off, if you are over in YouTube and you want to follow us a little bit quicker, then you might want to come and visit over in our Discord channel. I can show you how to get there. It's pretty simple. Just go to bookmap.com and you can click on the More button here, and then you can see under Community. Here's a link for our Discord channel here. And then there's also the Bookmap Academy, which I want to go through maybe a little bit later. We'll talk about that. Anyway, you can use your phone and scan the QR code here to join, and you'll just get a lot more over in Discord. There's a community, there's a chat, there's the Bookmap Academy to get feedback. There's other resources, etc. All of that is kind of lacking over here in YouTube. Anyway, just wanted to let you know about our community. All right, so let's jump in. Let's take a look at what's happening in Bookmap, and we'll look at the S&P E-mini. And I've got a few different things I want to go through with you guys. And we'll demo the new TraderMap Lite version and the ability to trade from the chart with this TraderMap Lite version, and also the TraderMap Pro. This is the TraderMap Lite. I'll go through the different settings for you guys. Like I said, it's free. This is included with Bookmap. You'll just and I'll cover why it's included here. But before we get going in all of that, let's just take a look at the bigger picture and see what's going on in the price action. All right, so we're just looking here at this is the TraderMap Pro version. In just a minute here, I want to take off the stops and icebergs are off. It's funny. No, that's right. Sorry, over here. And we close up the trading from here. Stops and icebergs here. Okay, there we go. On chart. All right. Okay, so and we'll take a look at well, let's just take a look at this version here, to be honest. We'll start with this one first, and then we'll go to the TraderMap Pro and TraderMap Lite versions. All right, so what do we see for the day? Well, you can see the market trickling up here, trading into high liquidity right here at this 57.80 right here. And this is very, very typical in the order flow. We see the move up into high liquidity. We see a little bit more demand, This is a double top up here. And then look at this, well, triple top, I guess. Look at the demand here. Very little, if any at all. There's none actually here, right? And no transactions at all on this little leg right here. And then we start to see some selling coming in. All right, now that's after trading into high liquidity. We're going to carry this idea forward later and look at many different examples in the chart. You'll see this again and again, that there's a little bit more demand, maybe get some traders going long in here or stopped out that maybe went short in these little areas in here. Whatever the case may be, we typically see it kind of break through a little bit and then it fails. And then we want to be buyers. We're still in an uptrend here. Okay, so we want to be buyers at lower levels though, on a pullback. Here's another example right here in front of us. A high liquidity in here. It trades a little bit more through it. It tries again, a little bit more through it, exhausts out, you get some sellers. Okay. Now that one's kind of short-lived, right? It pulled back, it kind of went sideways for a bit, but it did come back down and trade into this level here. And this is an important level for this time frame. You can see the price action here, back and forth, and then we can see another one back and forth in here. And that's where we got the retest, was back down into here. Okay, so this is where you can start to piece together an understanding of how to use liquidity and order flow and look for pullbacks and look for buyers to start to come back in and trade to the next level of liquidity. And you can take some off up at that level as well, anticipating another pullback. Okay, now look at this pullback here. Interesting one. It came all the way back down below the swing here. Okay, so if we just take that across, here's the swing. So anyone that's trading, putting their stop down here, they were tested. Maybe they were stopped out. I don't see too many stops here. It's, you know, it's pre-market, but I'm sure this is a stop run here. If we can add it on the chart here, oh, I don't know if I will actually be able to. I bookmap a little bit later. On a minute, let me see. No, we got it. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can see a stop run here, right? That's very, very typical as well. On the retest back down into this area, stops are hit, and then we see demand come back in. And again, it trades up into high liquidity. Now, high liquidity here, but this is at a lower level in here. Okay, so now we come up above into this liquidity up in here. You can see that it was pulled and nothing traded up here. And there was no transactions into that area. This was where the best offer went, but not one single contract traded. All right, what I'm getting at here in the bigger picture is when you start to notice these things, you can start to put it into a plan for yourself. Right now, no matter how you're trading, it doesn't matter. This can help be helpful for your trading. Okay, so for example, let's just take a look here, and I put in a trend line based off of these 2 points here, this one and this one. Here's a pullback to a trend line, and you have high liquidity back up above here. Now this high liquidity, we noticed it in here earlier. It traded. So you're looking for a pullback and maybe to the next level. All right, so this can be really helpful for you. Just look for these things again and again. And this is what we do in the Bookmap Academy, right? So you start to mark up your charts. You start to, in fact, let me show you one of the examples here in the Bookmap Academy. This was from last week. On a minute. Okay. What I want to show here is this process in here is actually put together by Slowdown. Click on this image here, and we'll make it a little bit bigger. You can see that here's his process, and he was illustrating this point. Original focus started back in May of 2023, and he started to mark up his charts. And this is what you do in the Bookmap Academy. You start to mark up your charts like this. This is really no different than what we were just going through here. You start to mark up your charts. High liquidity, it transacted. Looking for pullbacks, looking for stop runs, looking for, I know I'm in an uptrend, so I want to be a buyer on pullbacks. You start to notice these things. You start to mark up your charts, just like in here. Notice he's got all sorts of markings here. Okay, but as he progresses into July of 2023, he starts to mark up his charts and there's much more focus here, looking at very specific things. And this, now he's starting to understand what he's looking for, and what resonates with him. And he's starting to kind of put pieces of the puzzle together of like, okay, I noticed this many times. Now I'm looking for something specific. That led to his current focus here, which was a few months after that. So it was a year ago, October 2023. And he came up with he looked into Wyckoff strategies and trading, and he noticed the Wyckoff spring, which is kind of a dip below an area, and then a move back into the center to the other side of the range, and maybe continuation pattern. Right. So and look at his chart now. He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 different markings. He's got an image here that he knows exactly what he's looking for in a diagram form, and he's got a checklist in here as well of what he's looking for in his checklist. So this is what we're kind of just going through here in this process of just starting to understand these elements on the chart. No matter which way what method you're trading, if it's a Fibonacci level, it comes up to a fib level, you see that oh, well, look, there's still demand, but it's above high liquidity, and then you see the sellers come back in. You're looking for a pullback at that point, right? This is what you can then mix your higher time frame. Maybe it's pivot levels, maybe it's Fibonacci level, maybe it's something else, volume profile level. But you can start to put that together into a cohesive trading plan for yourself. All right. Okay, so if you're interested in that academy, let me show you where that is. Just go to bookmap.com, and then on the more button, click on this, and then under community, you'll see Bookmap Academy here, and you can apply here. Read through this. It's a mentoring and coaching program. You apply for the Bookmap Junior Academy first, and you start to journalize what we just covered, order flow phenomena in Bookmap, and start to put together your plan. Once you start to get good at that, really good at that, like what Slowdown had shown in here. Once you're at this level in here, then you can graduate into Bookmap Academy, and you can get Bookmap for free, as well as the MBO bundle for free. That's quite a nice offering. That's probably about $230 or $40 for free every month, just by helping yourself basically and getting feedback on your trading activity from the Bookmap Academy. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it, but give it a shot, take a look, and maybe it's for you. You can come to our Academy meetings. Our webinars are on Thursday at market close. All right, so anyway, that's just going through this process in here. Now let's go into the live market order flow and see what's happening here. Okay, well, we still see more and more bulls come in. Where's that high liquidity though? Do we see it transacting? Not really, not really. So it's up here, that longer term high liquidity. It's up here around this 89 level. So I'm looking for buyers to come in here and try to trade up into this 89 or 90 level up here. All right, now we're just looking for that right now, and we're getting a bit of a pullback here. Okay, and we want to make sure that we're not taking on excessive risk here, because we're up at highs here. So we're looking for buyers to curl back in and trade up into these areas in here. Now, for example, let's take a look at Slowdown's excellent content there, and look for maybe a dip below and a rejection, a stop run down below, or maybe it trades into high liquidity. And then we look for, after it retests back down to maybe here, 85. Then we look for those buyers to come back in and trade up to 90. Right? So that's what we look for. In order flow, we can see the transactions in here, and we can also see in the heat map what's going on. All right, now I'm going to jump over now to the Trader Map Lite version, which filters the heat map. Because right now you can see this behavior in here. You see the high liquidity here on the offer and then on the bid. This is really skewing the order book and making it rather difficult to read for us. Okay, but what we can do is filter that out. This bot activity. It's very high liquidity, but very short-term high liquidity that is following price. Okay, so the way to do that, go over to your configure add-ons here, and then under manage add-ons here, go to the very bottom in here, and you should see it available for install. If it's it'll say Trader Map Lite. I've already installed it and it's here. And you want to use this new version of 0.27. Okay, and this is how you can remove it if you want to remove it as well. Right. So once you start it up, you start collecting your data. Okay, so here we go. This is now we've even gone below that 85 level, right? And we were looking for buyers to kind of curl back in and kind of trade up into this 90 here. Well, and we're looking for this as a potential, a move below and then curling back up. But we need to see them come back in, not just here. We need to see them come in a bit higher to be able to take it higher. Maybe we'll still see it here. Maybe we need to trade down to this swing and maybe liquidity down here. But let's jump over to that Trader Map Lite version here. Okay, all you have to do is put a check in the box here for Trader Map Lite, and I'll go through the different settings that I have here for it. Okay, this is new in this new version. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rob, Stephen, Shark, Alois, and Alan. All right, so anyway, let's jump over to this one, and I want to show you trading from this chart too. Now, look at the one I have loaded here. Let me show you which one it is. It is the high sensitivity filter here. There's 3 in this Trader Map Lite version. Okay, you have the standard, the high sensitivity, and low sensitivity. All right, now the high sensitivity is going to filter out quite a bit. This version in here filtered out enough that you can see that where even the spread is widened out here. Okay, now this is not the spread for the S&P E-mini. This is the spread for this Trader Map Lite version here that we filtered out, that low liquidity, that was very, very active bot making, market making type of activity. We filtered it out here. That's why you see the spread. Okay, so we're only looking for very, very stable long-term liquidity. It's up here at 90 like we had identified earlier. Okay, what about on the bid? Well, it's down here. Now, you might like this version, right? So it's giving us some pretty good insight, actually. You can see we trade up into high liquidity up in here, right around the 930 cash open. We trade down here to some of these swings down here, and then look at the heat map here. They start adding more in, and this is longer term liquidity. Okay, they're adding up above the swing as well. So what's the reaction though is always what we want to read and understand in the context. And what we can see is that we found buyers. Okay, we trade up into high liquidity up in here. We rotate back down, and then we don't trade into this liquidity here, and we rotate back up, and we never reached the 90 liquidity here, but we're looking for that though, right? We're looking for it. All right. So anyway, I wanted to show you this version here, and I also want to show you guys another version, and we'll go through all 3. But for those of you using this version here, the high sensitivity or this setting with the Trader Map Lite, and you don't like the spread, well, let me show you something in here that you can add into. It's another add-on called Cross BBO, Cross Best Bid and Offer. It's right here. Again, this is free. Okay, so you just have to download it, or from the add-ons manager here, you just go to the bottom again and you'll see it probably in here. Okay, so add it, and then put a check in the box here, and we can filter it out now, or put it back in for the BBO here. Okay, so let's look for the Trader Map Lite version here. Yeah, okay. It's just adding it, I believe. There it is. Okay. Or you can look at last trade as well, if you want to just look at last trade. Right. So let's take actually off the best bid and offer here. All right. So now what we're adding in here is, it's kind of interesting how development did this. We're filtering the heat map. Thus, we are showing the best bid and offer for that filtered heat map. Okay, because we're not showing liquidity in here. Nothing. We've taken it all out of the equation in here. All right. So, but that's not the true last price or best bid and offer. So this one is, and we're just taking that from the S&P and then tossing it into this chart here so we can see it. And there's your cross BBO. Now we can also come up here if you don't like the other one, the regular best bid and offer. You can deselect it here. All right. So now we're looking at the real best bid and offer onto the filtered heat map here, and you can trade from this chart as well. All right, so here we can, the way that you trade from this chart on any of the Trader Map Lite settings or the Trader Map Pro is you will, come up to the, first you open up your trade control panel, and then you'll need to use the cross trading in here. If you don't see it, go to, show panels in here. Let's just hide it for now. And then I'll right click in here and then add panel, and then you'll see it here, cross instruments trading panel. Okay, and so there it is there. Now from this one, what I want to do is I want to trade from this chart here, Trader Map Lite, into this chart here, my ES Z regular contract here from Rhythmic, and we click start, and then it just says you've enabled it. Click OK, and then yeah, you've got you can just look in here. I've got my balance for that chart, and now I can select trading from both the DOM or from the chart, and from the chart, and then I'll also put a check, or I'll click on the pin here so that this is always pinned. If I go to another chart and come back, this will always be open. And now we can start to select volume that we want to trade. Okay, let's select 5. We can use brackets and input your brackets, etc. It's up to you. All right, and let's just demo a trade here. So I see buyers starting to come back in a little bit here. So let's see if we can come back up here a bit. If I get a bit of buying. Okay, the heat map's starting to show a little bit of liquidity there. Okay, we're down at 83.5, right? It's 83.5 level. There we go. There's a bit of buying. Okay, no, but the sellers take it right back down. Okay, now I'm going to look for this to fail, actually. Let's see if we can get it to fail. We might be on our mean reversion here to somewhere around this 80 level here. This is about the right time of day to look for that. So maybe we'll look for this high liquidity down here at 81 to trade. All right, let's just go short. Look for, let's see if we can get a move back down into this liquidity here at 81. Wait for this to fail here on the buy side. See if we can get that. No. Yeah, sellers down below, buyers back up above. All right, so we avoided it, but let's see what we get here. Top of the range. Well, we can short that for a quick scalp, I think. Right. So there's my rhythmic is showing that, and there's my. So we can move this up here, take some partials. Okay, so high liquidity up at 85 transacting. Okay, bottom of the range there. Okay, we're filled on 3, and we still got 2 on, but let's move those 2 down in front. Well, this is not a bad place, right in front of this point of control here, or most traded level. Anywhere in here for me is fine, like 81 to 80. There's high transactions in here as well, so that's where I'm looking for it to go. All right, and now I'm going to move my take profit, or my stop loss down, and I'm going to say I am wrong if price comes up to here. All right, and I'm just going to let it sit here. Any questions on this for you guys over in Discord? We demoed trading from the Bookmap chart, I think, last week, and I'm sorry, the Trader Map Lite and Trader Map Pro chart last week, but I did not demo this filter in here, the highly sensitive one, and I wanted to show the cross BBO if you like that. Gives you a little bit better insight to the real best bid and offer here. What's happening? There we go. Okay, so we are filled, and we are out. So we are flat at this point. No orders in here, and that's that. All right. Any questions on this trading from the chart here? Oh, Alan, let's see. You got something on the. You're showing the squeeze, and then you've got your. Nice. You got your. Here, let me just show it here, if you don't mind. You've got your trading journal here, which is great. This is great, Alan. Way to go. Yeah, look at it. Went for you quite a bit there. 116 for you, and against you 22. That's fantastic. Outstanding. Only in for a minute. Well, that's what you can do when you day trade, and you're looking for highly probable outcomes. All right, no questions on this Trader Map Lite version here, the more sensitive one, right? Okay, let's go here, and we'll open up the Trader Map Lite again. Okay, click on it, and let's go with the low sensitivity version here. Okay, and it asks here if you want to, or it closed the. Actually, it closed the trading here because this is a whole new chart in here, so we have to re-invoke the trade control panel in here. Okay, and set up the cross trading again in here because it's a whole new chart. All right, so here we'll start it, and then we'll turn it on, and then we'll put a pin in here, and we'll put in 5 with our bracketed orders. Note, even our bracketed orders, they have to be, it resets back to 6 and 4. Okay, so we have to update that as well. All right, now the low sensitivity one is going to show more bot activity. Okay, you will see it in here. Now here, we don't even need the, do we even have the cross see the cross BBO, best bid and offer? It's deselected. It's a whole new chart here. and we don't need it. It's low sensitivity, so it's showing the true best bid and offer in here. All right, so here we just traded up into high liquidity here at 85. That's kind of what we were looking at earlier as a retest when we were back up in here. So is traded into that now. Okay, now what do we anticipate when we trade up into high liquidity? A bit of a pullback. Okay, and it's starting to happen right now. All right, so pullback to support. Where are they supporting it? Well, actually just a few ticks below here. At 84, they're supporting it right here. Okay, now what if we get more sellers? Well, then we're looking for 82 and a half down here as being support. Okay, and that's what's unfolding right now. Oh, this is the pro chart. You are correct. Alois, I'm sorry about that. Yep. All right, so let's go back here though. This should be, okay, this is the low sensitivity one. And let me start the trading here. Are correct. Always, you're always correct, Alois. Amazing. Okay, so now why I should be able to start this. It's already in trade. Okay, so I already have it on another account. That's why. All right, so I got to go back in here and stop it on this one. Go back to this one, and then I can start it. There we go. Okay, so now we can trade from this chart here. And we still actually do have the cross BBO here. Now we can deselect it and come back up and just have regular best bid and offer here. Okay. Now, to be honest, the low sensitivity in here is going to include more bot activity. So it's kind of funny. The low sensitivity chart here for Bookmap Lite is actually going to show a more realistic version of the market, but it's going to show more of the bot activity. It's actually showing a pretty good. I like this chart. This is showing pretty good liquidity heat map here, but I don't see a whole lot of bot activity at the moment here. So it's done its job. This low sensitivity one looks pretty good to me. So we'll look at the regular or standard one in just a minute as well. I don't know, Alois. You got a pretty good track record for being correct. So I learned my lesson many times. So it's incredible your depth and knowledge of Bookmap. So let's see here. You wanted to take a look at maybe a chart, Stephen? Okay, yeah, we can take a look at that in a minute here. I just want to make sure that we get everyone on the same page here for this Bookmap Lite version and answer any questions that you guys have. Okay, it's really important because look how important it is to understand this relationship of high liquidity here. Okay, we trade into it, we pull back. We trade into it, we pull back. All right, so now do we trade into high liquidity down here too on the bid? All right, so now I'm looking for, can we get a bit more buying in here? And then maybe we can trade back up again here to 85 because we're already trading up into 85 many times here. Okay, so let's see if this is maybe a false breakdown. And do we get buying interest to come back into the range here? That's what we're looking for. And if not, well, then it'll likely go back down to 81 or 80 again. Okay, and we're kind of stuck in a range here between this 80 and 85 level. And that's what it appears to be so far. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can trade into it. All right, guys, and then after we've gone through this exercise here on using this Bookmap Lite and the different settings in here, we're going to go over, there's some other things I want to go over, and we'll also just look at bigger picture timeframes and using the heat map in general. Okay, here's our 9:30 cash open, and this is all the price action so far. There's still a bias here to the upside. Look at cumulative volume delta has been climbing the whole time here. All right, so here we go. Here's some selling coming in. I'm looking actually for it to trade through that into 80 here. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower here into 80. Boy, we might even come back down to 78 here. Yeah, I'm not touching it until we get into some high liquidity down here. There we go. Okay, so 78. Now that's going to be a nice stop run. All right, now if you're quick on the finger, you can trade these back up to where it dropped from. Now, I just wasn't quick enough there, but you can look for this vacuum to kind of fill. Now we can look and see if there's even more buying that comes in and trade back up into some of these levels we just dropped from. Morning, Stan. Okay, well, this was the pullback here to about this 82 level. Now let's see what we get down here. We're right in the mean here of of a lot of traded volume for the session so far. Okay, so it's really kind of sloshing around in here at the moment. Can I explain stop runs and how to trade it? Sure. Yeah. So you can also see on the Trader Map Lite version stops and icebergs on chart. You won't see it in the subchart, but you will see it on chart. Now I'm anticipating this to be a nice little stop run here to the downside, maybe even in here, but we'll see. So let's go back to the original chart here for the ES, and then we're going to add stops and icebergs here. It's already added on chart. I'm just going to show them. All right, now I show them here, and it should show directly across, and it does. Okay, so here's our stop run here. Now, a few assumptions are needed here. Number one is this stop run here. It's 160 contracts. If we zoom in here, we'll see the details. There's actually 49 and then 56. So we see a few different stop runs. The assumption here is on a move down like this, there's a lot of traders up in here that were long. Okay? And we're looking for them to get squeezed. And it's in here that we see it. There's some in here as well, 27 and then 160 here. After that unfolds, we want to look for what traders are doing. Are they buying? Are they selling? What's the heat map showing us as well? Okay, because just because a stop run unfolded does not mean that we're going to reverse and come back up. Stop everybody out so the price can come back up. That's erroneous to think that. A lot of traders have heard that over the years. It does not matter. Okay, what matters is the context after the stop run. Okay, because just because there's a stop run, maybe price accepts lower. Like in here, look at this price action in here. We do see the buyers kind of float back up, which we were looking for. And then I thought maybe they go up a little bit higher here. No, we see sellers come back in. Now, do we get any sort of kind of insight from this in here? Actually, I would be looking for, to be honest, I just see very few buyers here. I see more sellers coming in. I would look for it to trade back down into these lower levels here. Kind of surprised it didn't. because I see that there's more sellers here. Look at the bars as well. There's very little buying here, more sellers here. All right, now they don't even trade back down. They even make a higher low in here compared to this level here. All right, so now we're looking to see, can we get buyers back up at some of these levels, and can they trade back up into high liquidity up here at 85? Okay, now we almost got there. You can see we got almost back to where all these buyers were before. Okay, now if anyone was buying in here and did not get stopped out, well, they're likely going to sell just to get out of a position here, and thank their lucky stars that they can get out. And maybe that's that activity for the sell side again here, okay, to the downside, right? Anyway, the question here, let me answer the question on understanding stop runs is the context after the stop run. Okay, now is it below a level here? Are we bullish? And if it's let's just zoom out here and let's just go through today's analysis in here. Okay, in this activity in here, we are slightly more bullish than bearish. Okay, we're making lower lows off the open in here, but we're making higher highs over here as well, and I'm seeing more buy volume than sell volume, and therefore we'd look for price to maybe inch higher, right, back up into this 90 level as we were kind of looking for earlier, right? So anyway, so now we have a stop run, and then we're looking for, are we going to accept down here? And we see more new sellers come in. Okay, that's what we're looking for, and this is new selling in here. Right now they got stopped out probably up here. Notice the stop run here and here. Okay, so this is new selling in here because it's not stops. So we know that it's sellers, and they're most likely entering a position here. Okay, and most likely the ones that we see getting stopped out up here are these new sellers in this area here. All right, so what we're seeing right now is this back and forth, really at this kind of pivot level here, where price broke down from, retested, broke down, then broke out, stopped people out, and then went down below it. Now see how this becomes resistance here, and it was trying to be support here, but they just went right through it again, and it becomes resistance again. All right, so that's been the reaction so far. So what can we gain from this stop run in here right now? Not a whole lot off of this one here, because of the move back up in here. What we're looking for is it to start trending. Okay, so we're looking for maybe a rejection and then a trend move to start to unfold. Okay, now that said, I mean, you can certainly, if you're quick on the finger, like we were saying earlier, quick on the draw here, you can trade it back up. Okay, these little rejections after a stop run, and that's one way after seeing a stop run. Figuring everyone getting stopped out is not new selling. It's not going to drive price lower. Fill the vacuum here, and then cover. You don't know. You may, if you do see buyers back up above it, you can get back in and look for a move back up to the high liquidity here. Now these are things just to consider. It's not a trading a recommendation. Right? This is where you need to go back and you need to study it, like we're showing with that Bookmap Academy. And that's what the Bookmap Academy is so good for, putting these into perspective for yourself. All right. Well, let's see what we get now. Okay, we didn't get a big stop run down here now yet. In fact, there's quite a few buyers coming in, right? And I'm not seeing stops in here. So let's look for trapped volume in this case here. So I'm seeing a whole bunch of buyers down here. right? Right in here. Are they able to get back above the swing here at 82? And that's the question. If they cannot, these buyers in here are going to be sellers down into here. All right, so how do we look for this and how do we trade it? All right, if that is the assumption. Okay, so we're looking for the trend line to break. We're looking for this little level here at 80.25 to break. Okay, and we're not getting it whatsoever. Okay, it's trading up to 82.5. Okay, now this is just one scenario. Let's turn our trading back on. Okay. Okay, interesting move here. But that one scenario we were looking for, it just simply did not unfold. Okay, we have 28 and 84 stops here. So now the same scenario though is open. You can get back down below this level here. Break the trend line, get back down below the 81.50, somewhere around there. Okay, instead we're still seeing demand here, still seeing demand coming up into look at this big iceberg up here, guys. 1875, so 1,875 orders or transactions, I should say, up here at this 85 level by a larger player. Okay, here we go. All right, so now let's see if we can get our breakdown here. All right, so I'm looking for the not the initial break here, the pullback, and then the sellers to come back in, and you can see, so we stayed away from that one as well. Okay, bid is strong here, trading up into these levels here. Okay, another iceberg, only 86 contracts here so far. This one's huge, you know, almost 2,000, getting there. Okay, this 86 here, they pulled that, they canceled it. Funny, look at that. One tick away from that, this iceberg did not get filled. Now this is a larger player, comes in and just dumps. Oh, this is really good stuff, actually. Yeah, we can see a whole bunch of icebergs in here. Getting filled on this move down here. Okay, now these are buying icebergs though. They are long. $150 there. All right, well, we're kind of missing the move here. After covering that 150, well, let's see if we can still get this move lower here. This was our line here, so we've just kind of traded back down to this 81.5 level. That was a nice little squeeze to the upside here. And in fact, let's take this trend line here. It over a bit. Okay, here comes some selling. And some buying. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike, I see your question there about how to get over on Discord. Yep. Guys, over in YouTube, yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Better yet, come over to our Discord channel. You're just going to see a lot more, and uh, be part of the discussion, get feedback. Also, you're going to be able to get access to all sorts of other streams and chat rooms, etc. Let me just show you our calendar. If you go to bookmap.com and click on education here, and then you can see we have courses in here, getting started, market mechanics, strategies and setups. These are all our streamers. And then you can go down a little bit lower here, and you can see we have events all day long. Okay, so earlier today we had Trevend trading. This was in German. Then Zayad, which was in Arabic. Then Pirate Traders here with Charles Goff at 9 a.m. He's a volume profile trader. Then here's the All Markets webinar here that you're in right now. Right afterwards, we have Tom B, and he's going to be going over volume profile. Later today, we have options with Doug. And then we also have a Spanglish Trades with Frank Marrero, and that'll be at 1:30, same time as Doug's. Okay, so in Spanish. Anyway, take a look. You can come to these. There, if you just click on the link in here, it'll go right to the Discord channel, and you can subscribe to it. All right. Boy, I'm just not really seeing a whole lot in here, guys. At the moment, kind of choppy. In this kind of big range between 85 and 78 down here. A little bit higher liquidity coming in at 82. All right, just not seeing a whole lot. And we are seeing some interesting bigger picture, or I'm sorry, larger player behavior here, like this move here, filling a lot of icebergs on the way down. Think about it, like, you know, who's doing this? This kind of behavior is to me, and I speculate on this, but boy, does it look like it. Someone swept the order book here with a very large order. Was this spoofing to, or was this just a market order here to get their icebergs filled in this level in here across three or four different price levels? It kind of looks like it, and you know, that's how they got filled. You know, and then we can see that the buying here comes right back in and kind of does the same thing here. Okay, market buy and then fills some icebergs along the way back up. All right, let's take a look at this then. Okay, so icebergs here, okay, filled on the way down and then filled on the way back up here. So it kind of looks like break even in here, but maybe there's some more buying down in here. And maybe they took a nice little profit from this move to this move here. Okay, maybe they're still holding. Who knows, right? I mean, we know that this 1875 up here is a huge one. Someone's front running it here and getting filled with 150 or 149. So we still haven't traded into this yet. Anyway, start to understand larger player behavior with icebergs. And now, I mean, look at it, 173, 188, you know, they're pretty similar, pretty close. So I don't know. We don't know. We can't match accounts to understand if it's precisely the same trader or not, but it looks kind of suspicious, put it that way. Okay, again, high volume here. Just market sells, just hitting the bid hard, sweeping the order book lower into high liquidity down here. Nice little stop run, 267. Again, let's see, min. Looking for the stop run and then looking for that pullback in here. Now, what we want to interpret though is there still more selling in here? And there is so far. Okay, so I'm looking for a lower level of liquidity. Yeah, let's put a trend line on this way. I like looking at trend lines just to kind of give some structure to the diagonal. You don't have permissions for the stops and icebergs, or Mike, if you have issues there, you're trying to get into the Discord channel, you should be able to. All right, let's see if we can get these sellers down into 76 and 75, 74 here. It's a pretty toxic move right there. Sellers are still in control. All right, there's 76. Let's see if we can get a little lower. I'm still, now this is what we're going to read in here again, is the context of high liquidity transacting, and is there still more supply in here, more sellers? Where do they start to dry up? Where do buyers start to come back in? And now we're starting to see them come back in. Okay, but we first look for the structure to hold here or break. It's not much buying. In fact, this is like a low volume pullback just to where it dropped from here so far. Let's see, Stephen, working on your trading plan, but saying that you're kind of struggling a little bit. Let's just keep it really simple and clear, and we're just looking for something simple, and when we know it and we have it, we trade it, and we look for it again. Now, one thing that can be really helpful is this kind of exercise we were going through earlier, of like just starting your day and starting to understand the relationship of liquidity, context between liquidity, the price structure, and the volume. And once we can start to put those pieces together, that's when you can start to look for the behavior to unfold again. Right now, just I have been going through this exercise for the last, like, I don't know, couple of weeks or so, and I think it can be really helpful to just get a flavor or a feel for the day and the price action without taking the risk yet. right? And then once you start to get a feel for it, because it's important to get that feel. Why? Because if you don't, you're gonna lose confidence, and we want to again and again like build confidence in our trading, and we want to look at the numbers. We want them to be good overall, and like Alan showing the trading journal that we have here. So I've got it up as well. Well, let me show you where you can find it. Just go up here to your configure add-ons, then scroll down, trading statistics. You will need to have this one. It's free again, like it's included. So just click on it and then sync with your trading journal, your web trading journal. Choose the where you want your trades to go, then open up the click on the button here. You can close that window and then log in here. Okay, it'll show up. Right, so here's mine, and then here's our. This is weird. Here's that little trade that we took. Yeah, there's interesting. Okay, so this is actually more accurate. You can see it's the same trade in here twice, because this is for the real journal and my main trading journal, and it looks like it's erroneous or something's wrong here on the real journal, but the main trading journal, this is correct because it went for us 14 and against us 3. How can it go 0 for us here and it was a profitable trade? So anyway, something I'll have to show the developers here. All right, so let's take a look, guys. So on the overall though, like again, trading behavior that we're looking for. Let's start to look at some of these areas in here. High liquidity down here at this 74, 75 level. Okay? After it trades, we look for a pullback. Right now, I'm getting kind of interested down here because look at our volume profile, and I'm looking for this to kind of reject and come back up into the range in here. All right, so let's see if we can get a bullish book as well as buyers start to come in. And we look for maybe a pullback and then buying and then taking it back up into some of these swings here. Our 80 or 81 level that we were actually targeting on the way back down, we're looking for targeting on the way back up here. Kind of missing it right now. I just didn't see something clear to jump in here for. If I don't see something clear, this is going through the study in here, Stephen, then stay on the sidelines. We don't know. And that's trading. You have to let a lot of these kind of float by, and yeah, it might have done what you thought it was going to do, but do you want to take risk on that is the question. Okay? And then the big question as you build out your plan is the numbers in here. This is what you want on the overall. You want to be able to have certainty in your trading plan and method, and that you can look for it to work for you, and you should see some gains, more gains than losers, and not necessarily more winners than losers, but more gains than losers overall. All right, so yeah, this was kind of a missed opportunity in here. I just didn't see something clear, and the only thing that is clear is it traded into the high liquidity here. That's it. I just don't see the buyers rolling in to maybe here, but boy, that doesn't look so good. Yeah, I would totally stay away from that. I like that they're pulling that liquidity up here. That's good. Bidding up a little bit in here, especially in All right, here, let's take a look at this here, for example. In this little area in here, more buyers and sellers. Yeah, a little bit more. So maybe a bit of a squeeze higher here still. What's the bid look like? Well, they're bidding up in here. They're starting to pull here. So maybe we can get up to about this 82.5 here. Okay, we're getting a bit of a pullback here. Again, I'm just staying away from it in here. I'm looking for that to unfold. I'm not willing to put risk on it. Okay, and there it is, up into 82.5. Okay, but we didn't miss it. We decided not to trade it. All right, guys, one more filter in here, and that's the standard one for this Trader Map Lite. I didn't go over that one yet. Let me show you that one. And so we'll go back here, Trader Map Lite, and we'll go click on the standard filter here. We'll get a different chart in here. Okay, now it's going to look different. The heat map's going to look different in here. Okay, as you can see, some of that bot activity is in here. That's what it looks like to me. It looks pretty good though. The low low sensitivity and this standard sensitivity looks pretty good. Looks pretty good today. Now it's still loading here, and we'll need to invoke again the cross trading. Okay. I'm sorry, it dumped me again. It did this. Alois, it did it again. All right, so this is one of the things I'll talk to them about as well. We need to jump back to this chart here, verify it. Okay, and then we need to again invoke the to stop it here. Okay, and invoke it here, and there we go. Okay, excellent. Okay, we're all set now. This 1875 iceberg's just about to get filled, guys. So very, very likely to trade into it now. In fact, I'll even take a position on that just for it to fill. I think we can pop through maybe to 87 here. It's been waiting in here, and now it's a target. Okay, so I'm just to, you can see one tick away, and I jumped in. I wanted to get in down here, but I just think that we've got it now. It's been trying to get filled in here, and we can see that the bid is starting to show a little interest at a higher level. The buyers are coming up after it, so we probably see a little bit of a spoof here on the bid, maybe to skew the book to get this filled this time. If we don't, then it'll trade down into this liquidity and then trade back up. Okay. Now I think there's going to be enough buying here to trade not only into it but through it. That's why I have my take profit up here. All right, now look what he's doing. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's still there. So we see 49 here, someone front running again in front of that high or that big iceberg there. Okay, bidding up, still bidding up. Let's see it. Get these guys filled in here. Look at this. Oh, it's funny. The games in here are just great. I mean, look at this high liquidity up in here, starting to pull or spread it across maybe two different price levels here. All right, not enough buyers here yet. Let's see if we rotate back down below into these swings, and let's see if we can get our buyers back in here again. Guys, this exact phenomena here, we see this time and again in the order flow of it, just looking for those buyers to trade up into this level here, and rather inevitable, and then just not enough. We have to rotate back down and then rotate back up into the level, and then finally transact. It just takes, sometimes it takes a while to unfold, when we approach areas of high liquidity on a higher time frame, like if we zoom out here and take a look, like down here, maybe this 70 level here, right? We approach a level like that. There's a lot of profit taking in front of it. There's also maybe icebergs. There might be there's traders like ourselves, front running that and getting filled, maybe taking profit in front of it. So we never get to that level at that time. We have to rotate all the way back up, maybe to where we find sellers or liquidity on the offer, retest it, and then trade all the way back down into it and then through it. It happens all the time. So it's something to look for, especially at your times of day. Like right now, we're approaching the London close. Okay, so we're going to get some volatility in here. Maybe this move to the upside in here is a lot of traders that maybe they're closing their positions for the day. Maybe they were short. Whatever it is, we're moving to the upside in this time frame at the moment. Nice chat today. Lots of back and forth. Okay, here we go. Let's see it. Let's see it, buyers. Should be enough. Should be enough buying pressure in here. And looking for this iceberg to get filled. And I'm looking for a little bit more volume and buying pressure to trade into and through. And not completely absorb all of that buying pressure here. Did you guys notice that? Look at, see underneath here, look at that. You see that? We'll go back and take a look at this. We'll zoom in. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about, and let's go through this in detail here. In fact, I'm just gonna flatten this here so we don't have to look at it. Well, maybe we'll get our move here. There we go, and that's it. Now let's just flatten it. Okay, so here, this is the phenomena I'm talking about, and like I said, we see this all the time. We can look at this iceberg in detail here. 3,210 is what transacted. Okay, it was 1875 before. Now we know full on what happened here. In fact, let me go back here and we can go to the settings in here for icebergs. Hold on a minute, and I want to show the event type. There we go. Iceberg number. Okay, now let's go back to our Trader Map Lite. Let's take a look here, and we're going to zoom in. Okay, all right, so here this is what we're looking at, and we're, because of that big iceberg in here, we're looking for, let me zoom out, sorry guys. Let me put it this way. Over on YouTube, everybody, you're welcome, and thank you, Alois. Oh, Yuri, you took a trade as well. Nice. Okay. Yeah, good discussion. Good discussions both over on YouTube and in Discord. A lot going on over on the Discord, guys. We're gonna cut you loose on YouTube. We're going to jump over to Discord and finish up over here on Discord with the stops and icebergs here. But if you're interested, just you can jump on over. Like I said, it's a pretty easy process to join. There's no cost to it. You'll just need to provide your email, and you're good to go. All right. So please hit the like button, and let's continue on over in Discord. All right.